Oh well. I think I'm ready to go. We're gonna swap that around so that I can see everybody, or so I can see the screen. Not so I can see everybody, just so I can see the screen. Do I have enough water? I hope so. I'm not going to go very far today, so we should. What the heck is... What is that? Oh, that's my extra headlamp. So it hit me weird. Okay, so I did not go to meet with Mike this morning. Logistically, with everything else that they had going on, they just didn't think they would be able to go out there, do the show, and still get everything else that because I mean, it's a business, so for everything they have going on, they just didn't think they'd be able to do that and everything. They really wanted to, but it just wasn't going to work out. So, I wonder if that's where all the smoke was coming from. It's been off and on. That would be right. But it's not a very big fire. You guys can't even see it because it's so small. That's right on the... What are those mountains? That would be... Oh, what the heck is that called? It's part of the Cocodona 250 course, because you climb up into the Bradshaws, which we can't really see very much anymore, because we will see them once we get up here, but they're like right over here. And you go, and then you drop down into Prescott, and then you cross this valley, and then you climb up to that, whatever that is. Up into those, and then you drop down into Jerome, and then you drop down into the valley over there, all the way to Sedona, and then you jump up on the rim outside of Sedona on the 250 course. But yeah, so I didn't do that. So I'm up on the plateau now. So the Black Canyon Trail continues on over here. You drop down off of this plateau up here to the city of Meyer. So you're climbing out of that. This is the Black Canyon Trail, this road, this little Jeep trail right here. I can't actually drive all the way up to where it turns into not even single track. It's still like an old like farm road or something, until you get all the way to the end of the Jeep trail. But there is a trailhead access point way up here, which is where we're gonna probably run to. I'm not exactly sure how the signal is. It looks like it's a little iffy right now. It says I have full bars, but it does look like it's a little iffy. But we're just gonna go this way. There's not a really good parking spot up here where I'm parked at. I don't know if you can see my van, but I am quite tilted. It is a really big slope. I should have just parked like right here is actually where I should have parked. This would have been a decent parking spot. Oh well. And there's actually a couple spots up here that you can camp at as well, which would be some decent spots. I've never wandered over this far, but you could. But yeah, so we're gonna knock out this little run, and then I'm gonna start heading north. So I'm gonna go somewhere around North Rim. I don't know if that's gonna be down on the desert floor beneath the Kaibab Plateau. Kaiwa's beneath Kaibab and Vermilion Cliff, really. There's a nice little area right there. Or I will be up on top of the plateau, find a spot somewhere around Jacob Lake, and then decide when I get there. Either 1 or 2 days. Two days at the max is what I'll spend there, but I don't even know what day it is. Is it Wednesday? I can't tell. I can't look now to see if it's Wednesday. Let's see. So that would be be me getting home late Friday night if I stayed 2 days, which might not be too bad. If I go a day early, then I could easily catch the group run with the folks in Bozeman, which would be fun to do. I think they're doing bear trap. Are they doing bear trap? That's actually a really cool area to run. So if they're doing bear trap, I would do that. That's bear trap is a canyon, so there won't be a lot of vert, like it'd be an out and back, so you might get 500 to 600 feet of vert total. Like right here is a little spot you could park and camp, which would be kind of nice. Or even right here, really. So there, now you can see the Bradshaw now that we're over here. Man, it is just gorgeous. You go back in there, that's where Crown King is at. Man, it is just beautiful. Just beautiful. Since I've been coming down here, I never really thought of Arizona being a mountain state, having a lot of mountains, and especially around the Phoenix area. I mean, we're only 40 miles away from downtown Phoenix, about, maybe a little more than that, but not much. And you got mountains like this. Or on the opposite side where Michael McKnight's running is he's getting ready to go through the two probably most rugged wilderness areas in all of Arizona, which are, again, only 40 miles from Phoenix. But this is another little area you could camp out. It's a little more slope. It'd be harder to find a flat. But if you had like an RV trailer or something, like a little camping trailer, you could probably level it out enough, I would guess. But we gotta climb up this little knob, and then it flattens out again. Well, we'll actually drop back down a little bit. You just go along the top of this plateau for, I want to say from here it's probably 3 miles to the edge where you drop down into another canyon of sorts on your way to Meyer. I don't know how you say it. We would say Meyer in Montana, but they might say Meyer here. It's spelled M-A-Y-E-R. So, don't know how you would say it. And we're at top where I pointed out the other day, 2 spots up here on top of the mountain, which probably have the best views out of any spots out here, but that's where those are at. And where we were at was way down there. That's the ridge that we climbed up last week. So there you go. My legs actually feel super like refreshed today. No stiffness. Like they feel light, you know. Now I am wearing as you can see on the screen, I'm wearing the normal Keurogs today because I wanted to test. I knew this was a really super rocky trail. Again, it's mostly road too, and well, it's double track until you drop down into the canyon, even on the parts that I wouldn't call road. Super rocky, so I wanted to test out these shoes on some really rocky stuff because when I ran Black Canyon, I was in my Catamounts in this section. I think. Was I in the Catamounts or the Cascadias? I don't even remember. Whichever pair it was, I could feel it in them. And they have rock protection, like rock plates in them. So I could feel the rocks. So I really wanted to try these shoes out because surprisingly they offer a decent amount of protection for having no rock plate. I was actually discussing that with Brett Hornig during Javelina, or towards the end of Javelina. It was after he had dropped out, but we were talking about these shoes because he saw I was wearing them there. Because that's a pretty buffed out trail, so I just wanted something comfortable. And as far as comfortable, these are super comfortable for me. I love them. But yeah, we were talking about how surprising it is the amount of underfoot protection you get from them, being that there's no, it's just such a simple shoe. Construction wise, no rock plate, any of that kind of stuff. Oh man, sup fatty? No, I didn't see any skinwalkers last night. I do need speaking of being fatty, oh my goodness, I really need to do better eating healthy. I did not eat healthy yesterday, which makes sense because I'm pretty much out of anything healthy in my van as far as food goes. So I was just eating whatever. But, oh man. Gosh dang it. The stupid thing is need a mess of pizza MRE. Okay, speaking of pizza, I watched because I was bored yesterday and I had really good sun, so I was able to just keep the TV on. And man, I just cannot get over the views looking over here into the Bradshaws from up this high. That is just so freaking rugged beauty. Man, I'm gonna have to do the Crown King Scramble race at some point. It's one of the toughest races out there. Like a 50 miler, I think, or a 50K, I don't remember which. It's a 50. But I'll have to do that because it's right up in there. But anyways, like the only, other than a gamer I watch on YouTube, the only person that was streaming on Twitch was Pizza Princess. And like when I turned it on, since they're, she's in New York, it was like right in their busy time, being that it was Halloween and all this. And I watched that thing, them making pizzas and all that for like probably 5 hours. which would be probably why I binged every bit of unhealthy food I had in my van. Because I was watching people freaking make pizzas. And don't get me wrong, she's attractive, but I don't watch it because it could be her boyfriend Mike sitting there making pizzas. I don't care. For some reason, it is so entertaining for me. And it might be because I've always wanted to have my own like pizza place. But yeah, I watched it for like 5 hours. So I need pizza. Need pizza. Oh. This may not look like it's uphill, but it is. I promise. And don't pay attention to when I go back and I say the same section is uphill. Well, man, and as I joke about it and I turn around and I look and it looks like it's uphill. This is definitely uphill. And I look at that and it looks uphill, but I think it's actually downhill. Now, that's the little knob we came over, so that's uphill, but what would it be called? So when I was big into, like when I really was like adamant about opening up my own pizza place, was when Nessa was still alive. So I was just going to call it Nessa's Pizza. Which I still could. I mean, I could name it after her, but since my new puppers is supposed to be, like the litter is supposed to be born any time now in the next couple of weeks, so if I get a new puppers, I might want to name it after that puppers. Although Nessa was such a good dog. She was such a good dog. Stupid auto. I don't even have the auto stuff turned on. Sometimes when I want it to be turned on, it's turned off. I don't even have it turned on right now, which means it probably went through an update and it auto turned on everything. Oh man, it is so nice out right now. The wind isn't too bad, it's just a slight breeze. I mean, I'm running into the breeze, kind of, so it feels like it's a lot stronger than it is, but it's actually maybe like a 3-4 mile an hour breeze is all. And it's not too warm yet. Cows off to the right, looking at me. They're way off to the right too. I doubt you guys can even see them in the camera because they're way over there. Oh. Is there an influx of pizza near your place? Could you handle being a business owner? Or would you go and say, I can handle being a business owner, but for Helena, it would be tough to start a new pizza place. There is quite a bit. There's not a lot of like local joints. But Helena is like a weird community where they would take cheaper convenience, because there's not a lot of money there, cheaper convenience versus a local place. It would be tastier and, you know, cost a little bit more. But power lines, yeah, we're following some power lines right now up on this little plateau. There's the other cell tower right there. I wonder what yep, that's 5G, so that would be our cell tower that I'm on right now. Because now that we're up on top and I can see that cell tower, I have 3 bars of 5G right here, and we're probably a mile away. But now we're following. There's a little, when we get to what I guess you would call the trailhead, which is just up here a little ways. I think we go off this direction and then climb up over on the other side, if I remember right. But there's a little like cattle tank and all that kind of stuff, so they need power. And I think this goes to all the private communities over there, and it comes from Mayer, I betcha, or Meyer, however you say it. $7 per slice? Holy cow. Okay, there is a pizza by the slice place about a block away from my apartment that has decent size, or decent, not size, but like really good quality, decent quality pizza. Or at least it used to. They've sold to a different place now, but it used to be pretty good. I don't know what they charge though, but gosh dang, $5. You can go to Costco and get one for $1.50 or something, isn't it? Might be more than that now. I haven't been to Costco to their food court forever. Or maybe it was $2 for that big ass giant slice. It was $1.50 for their huge ass hot dogs. I don't remember. I just remember that Costco was a cheap lunch date I'd take my ex-wife to. Maybe that's why I'm not married anymore. I saw a video on TikTok where the guy, like, you know how they always have, like, you write stuff on like date ideas or whatever, and your wife has to pick one, or girlfriend or whoever has to pick a piece of paper with something on it. And so the one she picked said like a lunch date at a member exclusive place. So she got all dressed up and everything, and then he took her to Costco. Which, it's a member exclusive place. She was not happy. Same prices still? Okay. Yeah, I used to take my ex-wife there, and I mean, usually we would just, because those pieces of pizza were so giant, that we would just buy one piece of pizza, and then I would cut it in half, and we'd each have half, and then we'd also get one of their big, like, frozen yogurts afterwards too, because then it wasn't too terribly fattening for us. Which is funny to think about, because if I was to go by myself, I'd always get a giant piece of pizza and one of their giant hot dogs, and also get one of the frozen yogurts and eat it all by myself. With my ex-wife though, we always share everything, just cut down on calories. This way. I didn't remember this spot. This would be a good camping spot back here, overlooking really good views. Huh. Overlooking some good views. I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to camp out here. It's not private land or anything. Looks like other people have done it. Wonder if that's an old road that goes down in there. There's all the private land right there. Yeah, exactly. There is one in Helena, but after Nessa passed away, because the only reason why I went there was to get, because I was fully living in my van at that time. But I would get their dog food there because it was a lot more inexpensive than buying the expensive things at like anywhere else, like PetSmart or whatever. And it was actually recommended by my vet because it was a little bit healthier for like the stuff that they have too. Like it was good quality dog food. So that was the only reason why I had a membership, is because I would buy her dog food from there. So I'll have to renew it eventually when I get this other puppers. Most likely. Please close the gate. Is it locked? No, it's not locked. I was like, what? Can't lock the gate. Gosh dang it, I can't even. I gotta set you guys down. This is a two-handed ordeal because somebody locked this frickin' thing so tight. Like, what the hell? Oh, sneaky cows. Yeah. I don't know why they had that thing locked so tight. You don't need it that tight. Oh, so we'll go and buy a big old water thing up here, and then you climb up, and then you got like another mile before you drop down, I think. I think it's 3 miles across this plateau from where you come up to where I'm parked at. If I remember right, but it was a long time ago. Maybe it pops open if they lean on a neck, maybe. I would doubt it. Yeah, we're really close now because they have the camping sign about how can't be within a quarter mile in this whole area from a water source. And there's a little well here with a tank. And this is where it gets more uneven, but also more single tracky, or not necessarily single tracky, more double tracky than like Jeep trail. Let's start a cheap restaurant. How long till Rachel gets out? Like gets out of the military? I mean, she's planning on going till she can retire, and she just got on And I should say retire. Oh, there's some cows. I mean, it is one of the only water sources here, so that would be why the cows are hanging out over here. She just got her AGR job, so she probably has like 16 more years she has to do. I mean, she has to do another like 4 or something just because of her going through OCS, her statutory obligation for that. But I mean, realistically, if she's in chat, she can speak up, but realistically, she's probably she could get out now with some of her medical issues that everybody has. I mean, being in the military, but she was, is enlisted a military policeman, so they go through some shit. We're getting you broken, so. I spent most of my time as a human resource guy. That's the only reason why I didn't get broken. Or as broken, anyways, I should say. And everything I do have issues is probably from my first, 3 or 4 years where I was a tank mechanic. Because that was rough. Rachel, run! Yeah. Did I make a wrong turn? This is not right. I don't think this is right. This does not seem right to me. I don't know. I guess we're just going to go this way anyways. Because that's the direction I'm going. I thought I stayed more over there. But I don't see a path, but I've only been on this section twice. Once in my last long run before the race, and then once during the race. But no, this just does not seem right to me. I guess technically my long run I was on it twice because it was an out and back, but I swear I was supposed to be over there on that ridge, and you come in from that direction. Which, if we're supposed to be on that ridge, that'd be why I can't see anything. How many miles are we in? I could turn around and go back. But there's no way this is right. Well, my GPS is on my phone, though, and I can't stream and use it at the same time. I kind of zoned out when we were over here, so I think that's why I missed the actual trail. I mean, not a big deal. We can... I mean, I was only shooting for maybe anywhere from 4 to 6 miles a day anyways, and if I turn around now, I'm still gonna get 4 miles. So I can always, depending on how I feel, I can always go down the other way into the canyon for at least a little bit, because I won't lose you guys. Once I get deep into it, then I do. I better get a car and find you dead in the crew tummy. Nah. If I ever have any concerns about not like getting lost, like I'd easily find my way back, and it's so wide open you can just look at landmarks, even if no concerns here. If I ever have any concerns, I'm not streaming anyways, and I have my phone with me, which I always download the offline map, and I can always use my GPS on my phone. So there's our cows. This must be the trail, because it does just run right back into the trail. For some reason, hey there, cows. I thought it went off this direction. Oh well. So I guess we could go back, but we didn't get that far back in there before I turned around. That just does not look right to me. Why does that look so odd? Doesn't your watch show? If I turn that feature on, it does. So actually, I don't even know. Can I get to it? Let's see. I don't know if it'll actually bring anything up though. Oh, it does. So supposedly the trail does jut off that direction just up here a little further. According to my watch. Oh, it's right here. See, I told you I missed the trail. It's right here. Gosh dang, I was like, I know the trail goes up here. See, it's a good thing I had my... See, Barfag, that's why you need to be on all my streams, because you're like, just look at your map on your watch, you dumbass. And I do that, and what do you know? It shows the trail. I just said, supposedly it's just off to the left up here. And look, here it is. That's why the trees are. See, I knew that didn't look right though. Even only being on this trail twice, I knew it went this way. They could have done a better job though and put the trail sign a little bit closer to that road so it's more evident, but they said people get lost. Yeah, they do. In my defense though, I don't ever get lost. I know exactly where I'm at all times. My problem is I can't find the trails I want to get on. I know where I'm at. I just can't figure out where the trail is. And did I not say that I thought I was almost 100% sure the trail went up here. So I even knew where the trail was at. I just couldn't find it. Wanted to run at least on a little single track before I turn around. Now this does kind of turn into a little bit of a double track once we get up here a little bit higher, but it's not really a double track. It's just the mountain bikers cutting their own trail because they don't want to be on all this rock. And then off to the medics. Reminds me of a video I saw. He's a medic in the army, and he was doing kind of a meme video about how they're always bored all the time because they do all this risk assessment stuff to mitigate people getting hurt, so then they have nothing to do. So they had a guy out there in a ghillie suit, and he was hiding in a trench because like the OIC or commander, whoever, was like, hey, aren't you supposed to have like 4 medics out here? And he's like, yeah, you got me and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And he looks around, he's like, I don't see so-and-so. He's like, oh, that's because he's dressed up in a ghillie suit in a trench, and he's picking off people because they were doing squad movements. He's like, so he's picking off people as they walk by, and it just so happens that it's all second lieutenants that he's being able to grab, and nobody notices. We're calling him the butter bar bandit. Oh man. I guess I could run up this. It's very runnable. It is uphill, but it's not so steep. It's very runnable. I don't feel like running uphill. And the weather is so nice out right now that, man, I mean, even if it's only going to take me about 2.5 hours to get up north to where I want to spend a day or two, so I'm not in a huge hurry. Although I do need to stop at a grocery store to get at least a little bit of food. Because I am... The only thing I have left is ramen. Ramen and I guess oatmeal. I have some oatmeal too. That's about it. Ramen and oatmeal. I don't even have my good old Kodiak pancake mix I think I ran out of yesterday. Might have a little bit left, I guess. I don't remember if I remember specifically that I was like down to the last little bit, and I had that thought of, should I just dump the rest of this in, and because it's probably not enough to save, but I might have saved it anyways. I don't remember. Eat the prickly pear. I really don't like the desert, but I would do more. Miss hunting people, yeah. Cactus, you're walking by, you see it all the time. Making a strips into burrito. Yeah, I love it. Like even like put it in a burrito, or cutting it into strips, that you're putting it in like like a salad. Or one of my favorite things was to dice it up and dice up some avocado and then kind of stir it together with some onion, and almost like you're making guacamole, but not smooshing it up, I guess. And then having like a little, eating a little salad out of it is always tasty, or even taking that and just throwing it on some tortilla shells, eating it like a taco is always good. Yeah, I have a freezer. I do. Well, yeah, and exactly like you said, breaking down the fibers, that's kind of why I used to dice it up, because then you didn't have to worry about it as much. But yeah, and these are really good, like big lobes as well. Wow, this is super rocky, which is why I wore these shoes, because I knew it was a lot of this, and I wanted to see how they did as far as protecting the feet. It was very uneven and sharp edges and everything. Back to those cows, bet there's something to eat there. There's probably 500 pounds of something to eat there after all said and done. I really need to. One of my friends, well, it's the Starbucks girl back in Montana. She got herself an elk the other day, and I'm pretty sure it's her first elk she's ever shot, because before that she lived for the longest time in Monroe, Washington. Not a big hunting area per se. She was, but yeah, she got herself and her son got a buck. So they got lots of meat in the freezer. But I'm like, man, if she got an elk, I need to go shoot something. Just stay put here, get fuel delivery. I could get out of that. I don't need my map anymore. What, this place looks completely different when you're not pushing yourself during a race. Or this time of year, I guess. Because when I did my long run was beginning of February. Or mid-February, I guess, roughly. And I gotta figure out, I looked at my Ultra sign up account yesterday because I needed to make sure I had the right email in there, but pretty sure I'm supposed to have some stuff on the. This is the one section that sucks because you are right on top of this volcanic plateau. Very uneven. You can't really see any, especially this time of year when it's all dry. You can barely even tell where the trail is because you can't really make a trail. And the cows have been up and down through here, breaking up all the weeds. Anyways, in my ultra sign up, the only race I should have on my schedule in there is Jackpot 100. Yet, for some reason, it looked as though I was registered for Black Canyon as well. I did not register for Black Canyon, as far as I remember. And if I did, it would have been a long time ago. And I don't ever sign up for races that far out, so I don't know why it was on my schedule. Now, granted, I did want to redeem myself, but the fact that Jackpot 100, which is my big race, is only a week after that, I think. So there's no part of me that would be scheduling that. I don't know. Try deer rifle out here for sighting. There's a little bit of breeze today. The last 3 days have been super windy. I can feel it's like a 3.5 or 3 to 5 mile an hour little breeze, which is kind of behind me right now. A little bit crosswind, but not too bad. But yeah, I could easily be sighting in my rifle out here. There's lots of areas to do it. And there's a part of me that, well, one, I didn't know how long I would be down here, even if I would be spending any time here in Black Canyon. But if I would have thought about it, it would have been the perfect place for me to do that. Jeez, I'm just tripping over everything. Okay, I am almost to where the trail drops down. So we're just going to go up to the lip here and then turn around. And yeah, it is about 3 miles, a little over, I guess. Probably closer to 3.5. Well, we did that little bit of out and back where I missed the trail. So it's probably closer to 3. I thought it was 3 miles, almost exactly. This next section is actually one of my favorite sections out here. But you get no signal there, so I'm not going to drop down. Plus, I don't feel like doing that much climb, that much vert today. Because that would be about probably 400 or 500 feet of vert, dropping down into this little canyon area. I say canyon loosely because it's not really a canyon, but I don't know what else you would call it. It's more than a draw. It's definitely a watershed area. It's just a shallow canyon, we'll just put it that way. Or a non-steep canyon. I don't know. What do you call that? You want that new shotgun so bad? You have a 3-barrel shotgun. What? Why would you even want that? Okay, so this is where it drops down the trail. So we'll kind of look at the thing here. I think I can't go much further because I will definitely lose everybody. We're kind of dropping down into this area, and there's no cell towers that I see going that direction. it's starting to lose signal. So, but the trail turns at that tree. There's a fence, and then you drop down into the little canyon here. You continue down that way until you get to the bottom, and then you come back this way, and you kind of come up again on the other side of these before you drop down back to Meyer, which is over that direction. And that's where the race starts. So we're going to turn around. We're at 3.35, so we will probably be at exactly 10K by the time we get back, because it is with that little out and bout that I did. Here, I'm going to set you guys down over here because I'm pretty sure there's a class 3 water leak over here I want to investigate. Okay, we're back. Look like Roger Rabbit. What are you doing, Gimbal? Why are you going off that direction? All of a sudden it just started going that way. It's like, what the hell? I didn't hit anything, any buttons, anything like that. It just started going off. And look at the mountains off in the distance that direction. I don't know what those ones are. Those might be the... I think it's too close to here, to the freeway, to be the Matzedals, otherwise known as the Mattishels. Because nobody can say the word. I don't think that's them, though. I think they're further over. Because I know the trail goes up to Pine. It does cross the Verde River. It crosses the Verde River way up there, so that can't be them. I don't know what those are. And it's too far north for the Superstitions. And too far this direction. Yeah, there's no way it can be that. Because the Superstitions are just south of all that. And those are southeast of Phoenix. Those mountains right there are probably directly north of Phoenix almost. Oh, so I'm not excited to go back to Montana, but I have to go. Like the highs next week are only supposed to be in like the mid 40s, which is better than below zero, but still. And kind of rainy the whole time, or snowy depending on how high you are. Get up another 1,000 feet and that temperature drops to below freezing, and then you got snow. Well, actually, most of the time in Montana, if it's 37 degrees, it's snowing. It's not raining. It's not Seattle where it can be 33 degrees out and rain. Excuse me. Had an earthquake last night. Oh wow, I didn't even hear about it. Usually I get an alert on my phone for that kind of stuff. Oh man. I'm sure it'll be on one of the YouTube channels I follow, Geology Hub. He's always talking about that kind of stuff. He does mostly volcanoes, but if there's a prominent earthquake, not necessarily prominent by like, it's a 9.0, but just, even location with lots of people feeling it type of thing. It does little, like 3 or 4 minute little videos, which is why I like it, because I can just get all my news on that kind of stuff in a 4-minute period. Wow, the cows have actually kind of chewed up this trail a bit. It's a little, what do they call it, pucky, I think is the technical term. Which you usually see if it's a little more muddy out, but it's definitely chewed up a bit by the cows up there. Here it's just rocky, but back there it was a little pucky. Covered nerves for a minute, yeah. I'll never forget. This would have been like right after me and my ex-wife separated, so I wasn't divorced yet, but or found a place or anything like that. And I was sleeping in my office at night, just so I had until I could find a place to stay. And like it felt, so this is a huge, like brand new, well not brand new, I mean by then it was like 15-year-old, but pretty much a state-of-the-art military headquarters building. And it felt like somebody rammed a semi into the side of the building. And then like 30 seconds later, it felt like that again. And it was in an earthquake. It was about, and it was like a 4.2 or something that hit about 60 miles away, which is normal for Montana because we got so many fault lines there. And then every vault alarm, because there's 1, 2, see, it'd be 4, 6, 8, like 10 or 12 vaults within that building, and every single one of them, the alarms were going off. Security's down there like, what the hell is going on? And I didn't know what it was till the next day on the news. They talked about an earthquake, and I was like, oh, that's what I felt. And then it warmed up enough that I was able to, I still didn't have a place to stay, but at least I was just sleeping in the back of my truck in the parking lots out there, because I didn't want to get in trouble for sleeping in my office. They frown upon that, leadership does. So I was sleeping in the back of my truck, and my truck wobbled one night, woke me up, and that was another earthquake that hit. That one was a little bit less. It was only like a 2.7 or something like that. But 9 point, yeah, I've heard that because of the plate subduction going on right there. But the good news is that 9 point is supposed to be so deep that it shouldn't be so deep in the crust, that it shouldn't be as destructive as if it was a shallow earthquake. But because it's related to the subduction zone right there, that's why it's so deep. Again, I watch a lot of geology stuff, so I don't know why, but like my favorite YouTuber is Nick Zender, who's a geology professor at Central Washington University, but he does a lot of YouTube stuff. In fact, he's getting ready to start an A to Z series on Ice Age floods and stuff here, I think this week even. Probably today. Probably today is when he does his first one for that series. But he's talked about it, plus that other guy, like I was saying, with the Geology Hub, has talked a little bit about that kind of stuff as well. So I'm fairly knowledgeable. By no means an expert, but there came, yeah. I kind of have memories of Mount St. Helens because we did get some ash all the way in Montana, but I was so little that I don't really remember it, but I kind of do. But yeah. Oh, I probably should drink some water. I haven't drank any yet since we started. It's been an hour. I thought that those power lines went to this water tank, like I said, but they don't. The water tank, the pump is run off of solar. Speaking of bus stops like that, I mean, I went to a very rural school, And pretty much as long as the buses were running, school was in. It didn't matter, like, 18 inches of snow and minus 10 degrees out. You're still going to school if the buses were running. But there was one day I remember. I think I was in like the 4th grade, 6th grade, something like that. And the buses weren't running. But they didn't have, like, at that time you were always listening to the radio about school closures, hoping there was going to be a school closure. But the buses weren't running, and I was just relaxing. I'm like, well, I can't get to school. Well, then my neighbor rolls in with a vehicle with their 2 kids and was to pick me up, take me to school. And then we get there, and because it was minus 40 something, it's like minus, I don't remember what the actual this is without the wind chill, and it was windy that day too. And got to school, and there was probably half my classmates who were at the school, not everybody by any means. And as soon as we got there, they sent everybody home because, not because they, weather conditions, anything like that, but because the pipes were frozen. And so for public buildings like that, because it was a public school, you're not allowed to be open like that if you don't have running water. So they had to send everybody home, not because it was minus 46 out or whatever, anything like that, but their pipes were frozen. Yeah, you mentioned that. I did see that you were live, but it was, see if I can do this while holding the camera this time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. This is the hard part. I got to switch hands. Whoa. But yeah, I was dead asleep when you did. But it wasn't until the next morning that I saw that you had gone live. Oh man, I just love the views of the Bradshaws up here. I'm gonna have to spend more time up in that area. Although I do want to hit the 2 wilderness areas over here, the Superstitions and the Matazels as well. But we'll see. We will see. Hard part is they usually get snow up here, at least, to where you can't get to Crown King. Really do much up there. And I have no idea about the Superstitions in that area. I don't think they're as high as the Bradshaws over here, but they're more rugged, that's for sure. That's cool. That is granite. That's weird to find up here because this is all basalt. This is all basalt over here. That's why that looks so odd. Most likely do it tonight as well. Yeah. Well, if I'm awake, then I will tune in. If anything else, just to, because I get bored. Although I do need to, I still have about half of my book to read. And it's like an 800-page book. So I mean, I can only do, like, when I actually sit down and get into it, I'm only reading maybe, 30 pages an hour. So that's another 10 hours worth of reading at least for me. But I've been trying not to read it as much because I don't want to be without a book. Now, granted, I have to be back by Monday. So I would not be able to finish the book I could actually pretty easy, because like if I'm reading it in the middle of the day, I can easily read for 3 or 4 hours. But I actually think I do have another book in there, but I wanted to finish this series before I start another one. I just don't remember if it's in my van or not. I don't think it is, actually. And I don't know how it looked cool. I started reading it once, just never really got into it, even though I didn't really give it much of a chance. I only made it like 2 chapters or something. But I don't know, we'll see. Oh, I have a couple run coaching, more educational type books I need to read too. Don't really tell, I just play vids. Really know as much about the vids I play. I like to talk about it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of your videos like that, or really anything, if people don't know anything, it's like you just need to get them to start asking questions. Oh, man. Whew. Bought some more equipment that I didn't have money for, but I'm hoping it's gonna pay off. But I'm also thinking about, now that I have that equipment, well, at least it's in my mailbox right now, thinking about doing a podcast for like normal people running, and where I just interview, your middle to back of the packers. But podcast is such an oversaturated media for somebody like me that I don't know how well I would be able to do, other than I'd try and interview people that have big platforms to get my name out there. Like, I talked to Wes Plate at Javelina. I saw him there. His wife was running the 100 mile race, and talked to him, and he said he would be willing to come on and talk. I mean, his handle is Mid-Pack Elite on Instagram, because he has a huge platform. But just if I can get people like him on there, that would help. But I'm hoping that if I do a podcast like that, it'll help my other platforms as well, like my Instagram and YouTube and even Twitch. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh. More equipment. I can run 100 meters. Yeah, it wasn't 100 meters. It was 100 miles. The heck kind of animal was that? It almost looked like a deer track. I have not seen any deer out here, which doesn't mean they're not out here. I just haven't seen them. You would think early morning or late evening I would see them, or at least I haven't seen them down where I'm at. I guess they could be up here because there's a lot more grass and protection and stuff. And I guess I did see some people last year up on top here hunting, so I'm guessing there probably is some deer. I mean, they'd definitely be up in the mountains, so I don't know why they wouldn't wander out here on the flats like this. Whew. See, now I'm not running into the wind, I'm running with the wind, the slight breeze, and so I don't feel it at all, and I am heating up now. Definitely heating up. Well, this wouldn't be a bad little spot right here to park as well. Oh. A skinwalker. No, it wasn't a skinwalker. Skinwalkers are further north. They're not this far south. They're more in that northern Arizona, southeastern Utah, area, the Navajo and type area. The stupid the auto mod messages, they pop up on my screen gigantic, so then they scroll, they kick off all the rest of the chat, and I know I miss things every now and then. I thought I had the cooldown even set pretty high on those anyways, but whatever. Even when I did have it turned on, I thought I had it set for like a 20-minute cooldown, and you had to have like a certain number of messages. I don't know. But again, I didn't even think I had it turned on. And I noticed the other day as I was diving into Twitch that they changed their auto ad running little thing again. So now I have, in a way, I have more control, but less control. Like, I still can't just turn it off. But if you were like a much bigger streamer or whatever, you can actually set it up and do all this stuff to where you can actually make some good money. It's like right now I get like 32% or something of ad revenue, and for me that's like 45 cents a month. But you can actually, you have a lot more options to set up that now to to where you can get up to 55% or something of the ad revenue. But I have that optimization turned off because, gosh dang, it's like 3 minutes of ads. Well, you have the ad that pops up for, unless you're a sub, when you log in or click on the stream, whatever they call that. And that's the thing I couldn't turn off. And every hour now, so I used to just be able to have that on, and I had it set for 30, the least amount I could, which was 30 seconds. I still have it at 30 seconds, but now every hour it'll do a 30-second ad as well. And I used to be able to turn that option off. I can't turn that off anymore. But optimization is like, you have like a 2-minute ad when they first get in, and then 3 minutes of ads every hour, and you get 55% revenue. I'm like, you could probably get by that if you had, 1,000 subs and 3,000 viewers, that type of thing. But if you have anything less than, like, I would even say 100 viewers on your stream, all you're going to do is piss people off and lose revenue. Not going to gain anything extra. Twitch will, but not you. Bill hungover. I'm glad you didn't drink last night. Yeah, I haven't had any alcohol for so long that, in fact, I think the last time I had a drink was after I finished the race at UTMB. I'd been up for 3 days and with no sleep, and I got to the end and I was like, I needed something to eat because it was early afternoon, and so I went over to see what they had to eat, and the guy was like, they had hot dogs. So I was like, oh, for whatever reason, a hot dog sounded so good. I don't know if it was the salt or whatever, but it sounded so good. And then the guy goes, oh, do you want a beer too? And the one thing about over there you don't have to worry about, because I cannot stand IPAs. They just taste so nasty. Oh, there's the van. We're almost there. We just got to go this direction and then back over. So we are going to get over a 10K. But because it's France, they don't have IPAs there. I'm so glad. But yes, if I wanted a beer, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I drank that thing so fast. But that was the last time I had anything to drink. But, oh. What is my, oh, there it is. Oh, man, those Bradshaws look awesome. But we're almost done. About another quarter mile, maybe a little more than that. It's hard for me to judge distance when it's not a straight line distance. I should feel the breeze a little more too. Once we turn a little bit here, that'll be more of a cross breeze. Oh, yep, I'm already feeling it now. Oh, that feels good. That's starting to get hot. Starting to get hot. This is, again, by no means, other than the great views of the the mountains. Definitely not one of my favorite sections of this trail, but I wanted something a little bit easier today, and I don't run this section very much, so that's why I chose to do it. Man, we didn't die. Haven't had a drink in years. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to drink anymore. Have a silver bullet in the fridge and I'll drink it. That is probably some, if it's been there for a long time, it's probably so skunky. Oh. Again, here's where I should have parked, because it's nice and level versus up where I did park. Oh, and this last little bit is uphill. Now, where I did park is the first aid station during the race, during the Black Canyon 100K, or even the Black Canyon 60K, because it utilizes this section. The 60K ends in Black Canyon City, 100K ends at the very end of the trail, all the way down, Anthem Way, north edge of Phoenix. Or I should say the Phoenix metro area. Definitely not Phoenix proper. Oh. I want to say it's like mile 7-ish on the race course. Right around there. I'm not sure. I do see I have people watching on YouTube. I'm not sure if my comments are coming through on this interface or not, but I do see that I have a couple people watching. Oh. But if you are commenting and I can't read it, I feel sorry. I apologize. 6.3 miles, so just over a 10K. Not too shabby for building back up into my mileage before I start my training block. And my tummy says I am hungry now. I guess I could walk across the way over here so you guys can see. I'll open this up first, just to get a little airflow and grab my water. But the course does go across the road over here, and this begins probably my favorite section on this trail. Because you drop down into this canyon, which has a mixture of some oak and pine as well, and juniper once you get deeper into the canyon. But it is so this all the way to past where I was at yesterday is probably my favorite section. So the trail goes off over here and it kind of zigzags down a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but then the trail continues down that way and then drops way down over there into the canyon. But, yeah. Definitely one of my favorite places to run while I'm down here. Just because it's not busy at all. As you can see, we didn't see anybody today. Occasionally I'll see a few mountain bikers or another runner out here. As you get closer to Black Canyon, you'll see a lot of pro runners out here. So my plan for the next few days, I'm going to leave here and head north. My plan is to be at North Rim for at least a day, and I should be able to live stream there. Depends on where I'm able to get camped out, set up. But usually I can live stream a run because you get good enough signal, because there's a cell tower right at Jacob Lake, and I'll be less than a mile away. So, that being said, I should be able to get off my banana. There's a frickin' bee on my banana. So I should be able to live stream tomorrow, possibly the next day, depends on how long I stay up there. But yeah, that's my plan. There's a hornet. I don't know what they like about my van. Is it because it's bright white? Man, yesterday the hornets were just nuts as well. But anyways, once I get back into Montana, we will be more consistent again, where I will be doing every day except for probably Saturdays, because those are my longer days, and I usually either I'm out on a group run with a big group, and I don't like to live stream those runs because not everybody wants to be on camera, or so I'm either on them or I'm just way back in the backcountry, so I can't live stream anyways with no signal. So I will have more videos uploaded on my YouTube channel here shortly. I'm finishing doing the final edits on my last Lisbon run, where I ran in a city park. And then I have a couple Pyrenees, or at least one Pyrenees video, couple or at least one in Chamonix, and then that might be about it. Actually, I didn't do much as I was traveling around, so I don't know what I have for. I have at least one when I was in Slovakia, but it'll be a short video. But yeah, and then I'll have more. I'll just start doing more stuff on my YouTube channel as well, like live streaming, now that I can multi-stream. If you are on YouTube, come on over to my Twitch channel, drop me a follow. For every follow I get on my YouTube, I do 5 push-ups. And on every time I'm doing a stream other than a running stream, which I do running streams almost daily, but any other time, doesn't matter if I just got done doing a long run or not, if I'm doing like a gaming stream or whatever on Twitch, which I don't do a lot of, but for every sub on Twitch I run a mile, so just a little incentive there. But anyways, if you're on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button. On Twitch, please smash that follow button if you haven't already. Rifle sight and no excuses, yes. Joy Force, never let it go. Yeah, that is probably true. Let's see, follow me on Twitch. Yeah, all that stuff. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And follow me on my socials. All listed somewhere on my channels. And I will see you guys. Tomorrow, no matter what. For sure. I just don't know if I'll be running, but I will at least do some sort of stream of some sort, whether it's just a chatting or something. But yeah, I got to get going, so I'm not showing up in the dark and not being able to see if other people are camped out at some of these spots. So I gotta get going, but thanks everybody for joining me today, and I will see you guys at the next stream. Bye everybody. I love y'all.